All right. So, boys, it's time that you actually got some education and some knowledge and some wisdom on this, because I'm assuming that most of you are at least 16. I know there's a couple of you young guys, and most of you are at least 16. And the sex education that you get in school is, quite frankly, just complete trash. And specifically, I wanted this lecture to be based on the phrase that I keep using: sex education from a slut. Because when you get these 40-year-old women who have sex once a month, or like literally 5 times a year when their husband behaves and does the chores or some shit, it's not good enough. You need to know the ins and outs in detail from someone who's actually experienced that life of the full-on like degenerate life. How does that sound? And a lot of you guys are saying you haven't even got any, which is fucking, that's weird. It's not weird, I'm not gonna lie, but it's like, it's disappointing, because this is one of the most important parts of your life. How many inches we all rocking? So my man's got 9 inches. Let's go, bro. Can we get an Adonis emoji for that 9-inch motherfucker? The music is distracting. Should I turn the music off? It's kind of annoying me, to be honest. If I make like ultra quiet. These boys bang 1 centimeter slow. Yeah, I'm gonna turn the music off now, actually. There we go. Yeah, left curve gang. That's what I'm on. So let's begin. I'm gonna assume that you guys have got the absolute basic sex education, whether that was in school or just from watching porn, which is just kind of like, you just kind of stick it in. Like, that's the basics that you see in porn, and you kind of just ram it as hard as possible, and you try and get all the good angles. And what you've learned in, for example, high school or college when you're about 16 to 18 is then it's about the dangers of sex. Generally, that's what they entirely focus on. It's like what's that movie? Dodgeball. If you have sex, you'll die. Everyone, don't change the subject. How big is your meat? It's fair amount, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm packing some heat. Tell us the exact inches. We need numbers. Do you know, I've never actually measured it, but it's how much is an iPhone 8? So it's this plus the tip. So someone do the measurement for me. It's short, lol. 2 inches. Yeah, it's about 2 inches, boys. I'm gonna need evidence. Just pretend to be a girl and DM me on Instagram, bro. I got you. So, boys, what is the general knowledge that you have so far? What is like the extent to your knowledge in this? Was I right before? There's pretty much the absolute basics. You kind of know roughly what to do, and no insights, no like actual wisdom. The basic biology. Yeah. Yeah, so everyone said basic shit, which is, I appreciate that's pretty much the basic shit. A lot of you guys read Reddit and everything, and so on Reddit, it's almost the exact opposite, where they're very into the, what would we call it, like maybe the left wing type of shit, where they're like, oh yeah, make her come 17 million times before you stick your dick in, bro. I make my girl come. Like, shut up, bro. Dumbass. So both the Redditors and both the in real life sex education that you get from school is trash. And honestly, most of the sex education that you get from the red pill as well is also quite trash, because that's like, okay, fuck her as hard as possible, bro. Like, fucking just, yeah. So I'm gonna assume right now that you don't really know much, and we're gonna go through it. Does anyone know what like the Twitch rules are? Like how much like gory detail can I go into? Someone let me know. Like, will I get banned for like even saying the word sex or? Let's stick that tune back on. Actually, that was a vibrator. Is there a Reddit fan? No, I don't think so. Balls deep make us bang. You're too small. I doubt it. You can talk about it. If it's for education, you're all good. Okay. I swear, like the autism really comes out on Twitch. Like most of you guys are kind of normal on Discord, and as soon as we hop on Twitch, everyone's just like very, very spurgy. Okay, so let's go through it. Let's imagine right now you are 18 years old and you'd like to bang, but right now it isn't exactly the sex education that's holding you back. Quite frankly, it's because you haven't actually attracted the woman to sleep with. Is that the case for most of the guys listening? Yes, I appreciate the honesty. So, okay. So the majority of guys, it's not so much that you don't have the education, but it's just more so that you actually need to attract the girl in the first place, and then you kind of learn with her, which is, it's very, very normal. And I was about 19 before I actually got to experience this, and I was about, honestly, about 21 to 22 till the point where I actually feel like I got good at sex. And even then I wasn't. I was good at, let's say, banging, and only in the last few months have I been good at making love, and there's like a very big difference. Young straps, you know it, bro. I've attracted her, I just don't know what. Okay, we're gonna start from the beginning. We're gonna start about a lot of this is going to be the self-improvement shit, but I'm literally just going to quickly walk you through how to attract that girl and then escalate to sex first, and then we'll go into the specifics of, let's say, the night with her. And that's like, we'll use that as an example to base all of the knowledge that I can give you. How does that sound? So I won't go into theory, I'll literally say like what you should do with this girl in front of you, and I'm going to give you some like details with this shit. Sounds good. Okay. So right now you're about 18 years old, you're currently still in the education system, and you've got some crushes, looking swole, thank you bro. You've got some crushes on some girls, and you just, let's say you haven't really had sex, maybe you've had sex but it wasn't exactly very skillful, and you think you can improve that. So first of all, we need to attract this girl to get to the point where she will sleep with you, and there's a couple of important prerequisites to that. Now, I'm going to assume you're 18, and I'm going to assume you're in the UK, right? You can change the logistics and shit, but I'm just going to tell you with the best knowledge I can. So in the UK, the age of consent is 16, so you can have sex when you're 16 and she's 16. I had sex when I was 19 with a 23-year-old. That was the first time I had it. So I'm going to assume you're 18 and she's 18 as well. If you're a paedophile, then you can, like, just leave. That's weird. In Germany, it's 14. Is it really? God damn. Bro, I still had like a fucking 1.5 incher at that point, man. It's kind of anxious. So here's the prerequisites to get this girl to be attracted to you to eventually sleep with her. Now, in the modern world, in the modern dating scene and the casual sex scene, she has to be quite physically attracted to your pictures. That's a very, very important word there. It's to your pictures. Most of the dating world, you guys can agree or disagree, you can write this in the chat right now, is based on your pictures because it's based online. The amount of like dating and escalation that happens in line is so insignificant compared to what happens online. Anyone agree or disagree with that? And Mock at G has just wrote a good comment. How do you take pictures without looking odd? I'm not sure if you can say that word, but odd. And most guys are terrible at this. Most guys have never leveled up their picture taking skills, and so that's why they actually are bad on online dating and the modern dating world. Now, you can be good at it, you can be sort of good in real life and bad online, but that's honestly it's quite rare to see. And if you look awkward in every picture, it's literally just because you have a low level in the picture taking skill, in the poser taking skill. You don't know right now your face on how to take a picture. If you look at my Instagram at Hamza97x, my face is almost like exactly the same in every picture, because it's just like I've already practiced it. So when someone's taking a picture, I can just, there you go. Now, if you haven't practiced that, bro, you're gonna look awkward in every picture. That's like a guy saying, oh, I'm not jacked yet, because he hasn't been to the gym. Well, you have to go to the gym first to get jacked. And so you have to take a lot of pictures and practice taking those pictures to look good in those pictures. And it's those pictures that will literally result in you at least attracting the girls to sleep with them. Now, you can try the in real life stuff, but I'm not gonna lie, most of the girls you'll sleep with will, most of the relationship will be built online. And so pictures is the first thing we've got to start with. And the most important type of picture you can take is the shirtless picture, by far. If you're doing it on, let's say, a dating app like Tinder, or even on a social media like Instagram, it's the shirtless picture that will get you the likes and the matches and the girls who actually want to speak to you. So that's the first prerequisite. You need good shirtless pictures. You can do this without, but you're just setting yourself up to fail, because this is something I say in a few of I don't know where I've posted this, but okay, this is how girls use Tinder. Has anyone here watched a girl literally use Tinder, like swipe on Tinder? Because they don't use it like we do. Most guys haven't. So I'm going to give you a little insight, and this insight is going to help you quite significantly. So this is how guys use Tinder, right? We're going to right swipe this bitch, right? We're going to right swipe every single person. Maybe afterwards we'll sort through like the transsexuals and the fatties later. But we're just going to right swipe, we're going to use all of our likes. If you say you don't do this, you're a liar. That's what we're going to do. Now, girls do the exact opposite. They go left on every single guy. So left, 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 left. These are some attractive guys. This girl's, let's say she's a 5 out of 10. These are some attractive ass guys. But they're left swiping on every single guy. And then an attractive guy pops. She's attracted to this guy. She's almost automatically left swiped him already. Now his profile's kind of like half off. She kind of lets go, looks through his pictures, and she's like, oh yeah, he's cute. Looks through his bio. She's kind of liking this guy. And then she left swipes him and continues left swiping. Continues. Boom. She stops on a shirtless picture. She right swipes. She always matches. The shirtless picture guy sleeps with her. Now, you can be attractive. I'm telling you this right now, that you can be attractive and still not get success on Tinder if you use basic ass normal pictures. Because imagine what's happening when she's left swiping. She cannot see how attractive you are compared to all these other guys, because like, imagine what fucking pictures most guys are using. Like, oh, it's a dumbass little selfie, or it's him and his more attractive friend in the club. That's why it has to be a picture that stands out. Now, I believe it was today's, Sam confirmed this, I think it was today's video where I showed you the real Tinder pictures I used, which originally gave me a huge level of, a huge increase in matches. And it was this one picture where I'm there like this in my bathroom mirror. That's what you need to do. Would they not think you're vain? Of course they would. But they sleep with vain guys. Still, so Sam's asked a very good question. Still upload the shirtless picture even if you don't feel like it's that great. Because this swipe stopper effect, that's what we're going to call it, right? The swipe stopper effect comes just from the fact that your picture is very, very different, that she can actually see that you're shirtless. So you cannot have the great body right now, but this is how you start with the swipe stopper effect. And the more people who have, the more women who have stopped on your profile, far increases your rate of matches. And this is honestly the way that you meet women in this modern world. Can I send pictures in this? On Twitch? Chat settings. Or I can add a scene, can't I? You can show your screen. You can add them on it. What is it on scenes? Add a new scene. Oh wait, it's screen, isn't it? Sources, screen. Scene. Right, this is probably gonna fuck something up, bro. Okay. If I eat and then I don't know how to do this shit, boys. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I think I just fucked up the scene. If I'm using technology, is actually display capture. Is that the one? Yeah. Do you guys see that shit? And then if I scene. Yeah. How's that look? Okay, so if this is like a little streamer, like I'm a thotty streamer, and then this. So can you guys see? Is that okay? Yeah, okay, let me show you my Tinder pictures. I've got them. So this was actually the first picture that I just sent over to Sam. So this was the one that popped off for me. Can you guys see that? Yeah, okay, so this was the one that popped off. Let me show you my current. I don't have Tinder actually anymore, but I'll show you my little pedophile folder over here. So the ones that get me the most matches is this. Actually, wait, it's this folder over here. It's this picture. You guys see that? You don't follow it. Okay. So this is the picture that gets me the most matches. Move cam. Is the camera too big? How's that? I can't see. I would swipe. Yeah, of course you would, bro. And then hang on. Some of these older ones get some as well. Okay, so this one with this big bitch with the big titties. That one. Ass pic there. That one gets a fair amount. Pretty sure I got her pregnant as well, boys. Can I get an effing chop though? We're gonna review Sam's Tinder pics. Okay, this is some premium content, boys. Can you all see this? Wait, I right swipe on you, Sam. Can you guys see this? Yeah. This motherfucker's like professionally edited his picture. That's good. Okay, so I mean, you know, I was trying to find the exact. Oh yeah, I mean, here's some of these now. Yeah, these were the ones I used to use. So let me know if you boys can see this. So this is about 2.5 years ago, I think. This one. Obviously, my jawline was popping back then because I was nice and lean from boxing. Now I'm not using Tinder anymore. I'm dating a girl, but if I was, I'd be using like this picture where it looks sexy as fuck. I'd use one of these ones from the club. Probably this one or something. Right. If I video capture, display capture, if I yeet that off and then yeet this. Alright, can you guys see me full screen again? No, we don't. Okay. Chat is gone. Video capture device. How's that? You see everything? Yeah. Okay. So that's the basic advice right now, to first actually attract the girl that you want to sleep with, because honestly the most of the answer is self-improvement. Improve first, do your body transformation, take good pictures, and that's most of the journey first of all. Now you've attracted the girl in the first sense, which is that she's matched with you on Tinder, or that you have messaged each other on Instagram, or you know each other, and you've kind of attracted her, at least to the point she's somewhat interested in you. Does my right arm look like 10 times bigger? I'm sweaty as fuck, boys. You see that? I was nervous doing this stream. I keep getting sidetracked, bro. We're trying to talk about sex in this one. Let's say now, we're going to fast forward a little bit because I've done like videos for this before. So now we're going to say you are on the date. Do you think you guys would struggle from going from the date to sleeping with her? Is that something we've got to discuss? Because I want to tell you the sex education advice, but I feel like there's almost no point unless you're actually going to get to that point with girls. You need advice on escalating from the date. Okay, why is your room so clapped? Fuck you, King Scrublord. Just get drunk. That's one of the fastest ways, the easiest ways, is just kind of like, just go drink a lot. But it's not exactly the best one. I'm doing a video right now which is titled Degenerate University Guide, and in that I'm going to go through the full step-by-step from either a Tinder date to or / nightclub or party to bringing her back. Like I go into like fully autistic level detail of like exactly what you should have in your room, what you should say, what you should do this, how you should fucking, like what type of lights you should have and everything. Like I go into like as much detail as possible, and I'm going to do that university guide. I wanted to do it for a while, but I thought it was a bit like degenerate, but I'll be recording that tomorrow. But I'll give you the basics of this. You're already on the date with her. Preferably you're on a, let's say, a drug date, because girls, drugs equal sex generally, and the type of girls that you guys want to sleep with are damaged girls. You've got to like admit this right now. The type, like most of you guys, that's the case. Now a couple of you guys will want all the fulfillment and the stuff, okay, but most of you guys will be sleeping with damaged girls. You guys aren't going to accept that, but it's absolutely true, because you're getting girls from Tinder, you're getting girls from social media. That means that these girls, they're sleeping with the guys who they do drugs with. Now, a lot of you guys will disagree. And the thing with this is that you will only disagree because you don't have this experience. The good girl in your class that you want to, take us to the cinema is getting dicked by her dealer. Like, she's trading her body for 20 quid. But you're going to take her to the cinema because you don't know that lots of people are damaged. So you take these girls to the cinema if you want. But after your cinema date, this is what you do. Now, first of all, you need to have the setup already set. You need to have your room already set up. Now, a part of the video that I'm going to be recording tomorrow, the Degenerate University Guide, is like a section of it or titled on YouTube. It's going to be how to set up your room for a shag. Because the majority of guys won't do this. The majority of guys won't even tuck their bed sheets in. They won't even like do anything set up. So once they bring the girl back, they're going to have like the big light on, and they're just going to kind of like awkwardly look at her like, do you want to watch Netflix? Maybe we could put a movie on. And there you go. Now she's bored, and now she's like, she doesn't want to be with you. The room setup. Now, I'm going to assume again that you're about 18 and you're going to parties and clubs, because this is where the sex is happening. Now, if you don't want to do that degenerate stuff, fair enough. You're not going to fuck as much. Specifically, if you want to sleep with more women, you've got to be where the sex is happening. And it's on Tinder, it's on Instagram, and it's in parties and nightclubs. And most of it most of like, let's say the on night, like today, how you could sleep with a girl is that you go to a party, you go to a nightclub, and you connect with a girl. Not even connect, but you just kind of kiss a girl, then you bring her back to your place. The way that you set up your room is to recreate the same party / club environment, even if you haven't actually gotten them from there. So what I mean by that is that it's dark, it's got colorful lighting, you've got speakers with loud music. Now I'll give you like a 200 IQ wisdom here. The louder the music, the louder she'll moan. That's a complete fact, and you can go try that out for your own field experiment and report back, but I promise you it's the truth. If you're bringing her back to a room that's not been set up, it's so, like, this specifically is the barrier that most guys fail at. That if a guy has ever said, oh, you know, we were in my room and we didn't sleep with each other, it's because his room wasn't sexy. He was in a room like this, like brightly lit. She's insecure as fuck. He's feeling insecure. She doesn't want to like get naked when it's like brightly lit like this, and he's not set it up. So see those lights that I've got in the back? That's like the standard like fuckboy type of, like, these are like the new age type of ones, but the ones that were popping a few years ago were like just a little lamp that kind of, you know, like it's like different colors and it's like lights here like that. When you've got your room set up like this and you've got loud music on, you already fast pace what's called the ASD and the LMR, last minute resistance. And that's what most guys, once they actually do a good date and they kiss with the girl on the date, that's what they struggle with. So you're on the date, you've connected, you've made out. From that point, you need to bring her back. And again, we've got to assume that you're somewhat living by yourself. What kind of music? Recreate the club scene. Always, in general, just recreate the club scene. She doesn't want to hear your music. She doesn't want to hear like the shitty thing that, you know, that you think are the best tunes. The most basic, popular songs that are going on right now. So if you go onto Spotify on like one of the main pages, you can literally just see like the most popular playlist for like hip hop or whatever. You literally just go onto one of them, turn it up loud, and turn on like the mood lights. Brent Fayez and Drake, okay? Matty 07 Fox, I know for a fact he does. Good man. The full like room setup guide will be out tomorrow, boys, so I won't go into like too much detail. But you are gonna be on the date. Oh, Matteo doesn't fuck, okay. Virgin. You're gonna be on the date, and you now need to, like, this kind of the wrong word, but you need to like convince her to come back to you. And there needs to be a good reason for that. What if you live with family? Bro, you're honestly not really gonna fuck that much. It's just the truth. If you can't bring girls back to your place, it makes it much harder. Hopefully one of them drives or you drive. So that's the way that I've been able to do it. It's just that I don't drive, but if she drives, it's like you just go for a little drive. You do the same thing. You put the music on, you're vibing. It's like you've got to do it to music. I'm telling you right now, like, you in the car is possible. Yeah, bro, like in the car is the only place that I sleep with girls, bro. RX50Z just had a little bitch mentality there. There's no point listening to this. I need to improve my body and life first, in my opinion. That's bullshit, bro. That's a little Jeffrey mentality. I'm telling you right now, like, fat guys are fucking, broke guys are fucking. There's no like X. I need X first. I need to do 5 years of self-improvement. That's just because you're being a little bitch. Most guys disqualify themselves. Or let's say a lot of guys disqualify themselves. Too many Jeffrey Spurgs. I wish them Godspeed to fix their problems. Me too, man. So how do you begin? Let's say right now you've done one of the hardest parts, which is to bring her back to your place. Now that's like a whole separate thing by itself, and I want to just get, like, I keep getting sidetracked. I want to just get specifically into the sex education. Or do you guys feel like the build up to that is more important than the actual thing of actually sleeping with a girl? Fuck the build up, both equally important. The build up is important. Foreplay G. Build up, of course. Equally. Okay, you guys want to know? Okay, fair. I was gonna go more into like the actual details of the sex education, but I feel like, to be honest, it is quite important that you actually know like the build up. So, step one: match with the girl on Tinder or message her on Instagram. Yeah, that's honestly, it's got to be step one. Is you do some kind of text communication. Now, a lot of guys will be like, "Oh no, me, no internet, me no phone messaging or any shit." It's like stupid, right? It's going to be through some kind of message on either Instagram or Tinder or Bumble or whatever the fuck apps you're using, right? You're gonna message her, you're gonna escalate a little bit. Almost immediately, you're gonna invite her to do something fun. I'm going to have cocktails X. You should join me. Or the first kind of step, if you're going out, is to just kind of like speak to the girl in the nightclub. Sam said, what if you don't get matches? Take shirtless pictures. Straight away you'll start getting a couple, even if your body's not good. And use my Tinder tactics as well. Delete your account, remake your account like every 2-3 days. And you'll get at least a couple of matches that way, even if you don't have a good body. Man, it's warm as fuck, bro. Are you guys finding it like hard to focus and to work when it's like so sweaty? It's like uncomfortably sweaty, man. Whew. Yeah, no, I've got a fat mom. My sister just stole it out of my room. I keep getting sidetracked, man. I've got to stop reading these fucking comments, bro. Wait, if I put this here. Yeah, if I put that there, okay. Fuck. Okay, so now you have messaged her a little bit, you've invited her to the date. We're going to assume right now that the girl is in front of you. That is where we're going to go from. So the prerequisite to this, to get the girl in front of you, is the videos that I have already made. So now the girl is in front of you, whether you are on a date with her or you are meeting her in a nightclub or a party. Now you need to escalate to get her to like you. And honestly, the escalation is far, far easier than the majority of guys make it out to be. Where all the spurgs are like, oh my god, I need to have the jawline and the hunter eyes and the navel candle tilt and some stupid shit. And honestly, you just have to polarize her immediately. You just have to show that you actually want to fuck her. Now, she kind of knows that pretty much every guy in there wants her. But she can't risk being rejected. Most girls will almost never put themselves to the point where they can be rejected. You simply just have to kind of open it up to just show that you want her. And you've got to be okay with her not wanting you. So whether you're on a date or you're meeting a girl in a nightclub or you are in a party or anywhere, you've got to show a little bit of that polarization to show like, yes, I like you and I want to fuck tonight. How do you show? Strong eye contact, go straight up, say something to her. Generally, all the fucking red pillers will disagree with me, but just go up and just give her a compliment. If you're truly trying to fuck on that night, let's say you're in a party or a club, you go straight up and you say something like, something almost like a sexual compliment, which it isn't creepy. So if you say like, I'm not going to think of the creepy one, but the best one is literally just go up and say something like, I think you're sexy. You have a sexy smile. Something that's like, that's like a nice compliment. And N9 Imp has just said it there. So the first 10 seconds, just establish a sexual connection. Most guys beat around the bush and just get friend zoned. Yeah, you're absolutely right. At this point, there's two things that can happen. She'll either reject you or she'll accept you. If she accepts you, straight away at this point, you go in for the kiss. These girls are down for it immediately. And if you aren't kissing her within literally 20 seconds of meeting her, you're not going to sleep with her. It only takes less than 20 seconds, honestly. It's like you can make eye contact with a girl and start kissing her straight away in the club or anything. If you don't do that, then move on to the next one. And if, for example, you do the polarization, you give her a compliment and she kind of like, girls do this sometimes where they like, they get like so fucking, goddamn fucking massive, bro. They get like so fucking scared of you and shit, like, fuck off, bitch, I wasn't even being weird, fuck you. No, at night time, in like the party club environments, the only way is to be direct. If you're one of the little spurgs who are just kind of stood around, just kind of like trying to be cool, like slow and trying to like escalate, It's like there is no time for escalation. You go 0 to 100, like 0 to 70 straight up. That's it. You lead in. Once you've got that strong eye contact, bro, if she's already accepted, let's say, the compliment in a nice way, that's when you lean in straight away. You don't want to like mess around. These, like, especially in the competitive environment of the club and the party scene, you've literally got a few seconds to start kissing her. Now, even when you kiss her, you can literally lose her within a few seconds again, because you have to stack it like this. The moment that you kiss her, you make out with her, you can leave the club. The times when I actually left the club with the girl was when, even, let's say it was 11 p.m, you almost just got to the club. The moment I make out with her for a few seconds, I literally, you guys can like steal my, it's kind of a line at this point, I guess, because I almost say the same thing, but it's kind of like the way that I bring them out of the club. I literally just put my hand like this and say, come on, we're going for a walk. That's all it takes. I'm assuming it. I'm not saying, do you want to come back to my place to have sexual intercourse? We would like to reproduce her. I'm not asking for permission. I've already assumed that she wants to. Come on, we're going for a walk. And I'm like, when I say this, by the way, I'm not like looking at her, waiting for her. I'm literally like, I've already started walking away. I say this to her, you know, if the club is kind of loud, I almost say it in her ear. And I almost start walking away while sticking my hand. Like she literally, like, I've already started walking away because I've assumed it. Come on, we're going for a walk. How to kiss. Do you guys know how to make out? Should I give you some POV action on the camera? So I'm gonna tell you my struggle with with making out with girls, okay? Because I've been the Spurg, right? I've fully went 0 to 100 with this shit. And so the first few years, bro, to work up to kissing the girl, I had to like break the awkwardness by kind of saying something. So instead of actually going for the kiss, like, you know, in a masculine, sexy way, I'd kind of like say like not even, I wouldn't even say like, do you wanna? Love your content. Thanks. Yeah, we just got our first donation. Let's go, Goosebumps. Love your content. Thanks for the effort. Thank you, bro. Is that my first ever donation on a live stream? Let's go. That's hype there. Yeah, I didn't even have enough confidence to even say like, can I kiss you? Because that's like, it's not great, but it's not hugely bad, because it's somewhat polite and asking for permission. That stuff's not attractive to girls, but it's like, you know, they say it is, but it's not actually. Don't listen to them when they say like that's consent is sexy. No, it's fucking not. Like, obviously get consent, but the consent has to be assumed, and you lose a lot of your attraction if you don't assume the attraction. So if you ask for consent, she loses like a lot of attraction in you because she wanted a guy who just gets it. So the way that I used to do it, which most guys who aren't so like great with this would probably emulate it, is, okay, I'm speaking to the girl, we hold eye contact, I want to kiss her, and I just kind of like talk about it. We've just got another donation. Let's go. Adonis donated $2. Keep up the good working. Let's go, Adonis. Thank you, mate. Yeah, probably that guy has just said he just usually tells them that he goes in for the kiss. Now, we live in, we can say, like a weird culture where you, like a couple of you guys are saying, oh, you know, that's creepy, like that's false accusation, but it's like, this shit doesn't happen in the middle of a club. You don't have to like outwardly say like, can you sign this document so I can kiss you? You go in for it, and if she doesn't want to kiss you, like, you don't like force her fucking face into you or something, but she knows what you're doing. You go in for it, and it's like, you don't kiss her, you kind of like lean in for the kiss. Now if she doesn't lean in, then obviously you don't like fucking chase her down like, come here bitch, you don't do that shit. It's not risky, it's not as risky as you think it is. It's just that you've grown up in like the Reddit internet shit. And so if you think something like this is in like risky, unfortunately you're going to be the type of guys who always struggle with women, because to be good with women you have to assume that she wants you. That's the only way. If you assume that she kind of doesn't, then you've already failed. Now if she kind of dodges, if she gets back, you're like, oh, you literally just say I'm sorry and you just walk away. Just grab her by the skull, bro. Come here. So that's the kiss. As soon as you've got the kiss on a date, unless if it's like very, very early, you like want to stay just because you like really, really having fun, which does happen sometimes. But honestly, once you've made out with her, you can then sleep with her. You can then at least assume the attraction is there to go back home to your place or like the hotel or wherever. Like hopefully you've got a place to actually sleep with her. I need to explain better how to go from compliment to kiss. Don't expect to get it right the first time. It took me honestly like dead ass like a few years to get it like smooth. Nah, don't send nudes, that's gay, bro. Complimenting the lips. Not bad. Yeah, the more you do it, the more skilled you get. So if it's going to be one of the first times that, let's say, you go to the club or the party or the date, assume that it's okay for you to not be so smooth with this. As long as you're having fun with it, and, you know, honestly, that's it. As long as you're having fun with it, like, you're winning in that sense. And you've got to be okay with it not going perfect. You've got to be okay, like, kind of messing up, doing something stupid, and just kind of, like, having a little bit of a laugh at yourself. So we're going to fast forward a little bit because I feel like, have I not explained this stuff in detail before? Perhaps I haven't, have I? Like, how to actually, like, kiss a girl. Yeah, Frana's just asked a very good question, and that's the next bit there. What about the time in between going from the club to taking her home? So, okay, you've kissed her, you've made out with her, and it's time that you want to sleep with her, and you are assuming that she wants to sleep with you, and you are now in the bar or the club or, you know, wherever you've just met her and you want to go back. So you have to keep up the same sexual momentum as you just had there, which I'll be completely honest, boys, is actually pretty difficult. Now, sometimes you can do it to a fucking sick level, and that's how I've been able to, like, I probably won't go into like the specific details, but yeah, that's why I've been able to do some like very interesting feats. And it's specifically that you have to keep up the sexual momentum, and the way that you do this, whether you're, let's say you're getting an Uber back to your place or you're walking to somewhere, every few seconds you're gonna start kissing again. Even if it's, you know, it's raining or whatever, you can like literally just kind of like push her up against the wall, kiss her again. At this point you've kissed her like 3-4 times, and it's like, this is when you turn on that sexually masculine vibe that they watch in the movies, where they want you to like kiss them in the rain and shit. They want you to like, honestly, they want you to like to be direct with this shit. And if you're asking her to lead you, you're failing. If you're waiting for her to kiss you, you're failing. We've got another donation. Let's go. What's your opinion on enlargement exercise? I like jelking and stretching and so on. Nah, I don't do that shit, bro. Thank you for the donation, though. Apparently it works, like stretching. Sometimes some people they say it works, but I never really like really did it myself. So where are we up to? You made out with her in the club or the date or the party. You're now on the way to. You're now on the way back, right? Now, okay, for the sake of being unfiltered and for the sake of telling you boys exactly how I do, there was a time when I didn't really have anywhere to sleep with the girls, so I just sleep with them in public. And so this was when I really learned about this momentum thing, where I would meet a girl in the club. I would do the, okay, we're leaving like as soon as I kiss her, and we're just walking to somewhere dark and isolated, and till that walk, let's say there's 5 to 10 minutes away, it's like 2 a.m. or some shit, every 45 seconds, 1 minute or so, I'm stopping to kiss her again, because it keeps up the momentum. Now, I won't tell you that piece of advice, you guys aren't ready for that, but yeah, of course they are, but this advice is like, obviously you're getting the low quality. Like, now you understand what I'm talking about, like damaged girls, because if you're gonna do the shit that I'm doing, then obviously, bro, you're damaged too. Right? Do it. Tell us. Hit it from behind. Hit it from the back behind a bush. Alright, should I go into like a little field report of the first time I fucked in public? Will I get like reported or some shit for this, or will the police come knocking on my door? And we've got we got the CCTV. Okay, so one of you guys keeps asking like, what if she's got bad breath? Well, what kind of women are you meeting, fam? Bring some chewing gum with you next time. Dark alleyway. Yeah, that was pretty much it. But if you don't have somewhere to actually sleep with a girl, you dead ass. If for example she's a party girl, if for example she's a club girl or something, like, you can sleep with them in public, bro. They're having sex in public, whether or not it's with you or not. And all you have to do is just take them somewhere secluded and just keep doing the same momentum, like escalation, up. Does this approach work on bars? Yeah, absolutely. I'd say bars and clubs are almost the same thing. If anything, bars are a little bit like harder, but also better. I keep getting distracted, bro. Continue the escalation story. What if it works in around? What if your home is far away from the bar / club? Honestly, bro, just get the, if you really want to sleep with her and everything, just like get the just get the Uber back to your place, man. It might be kind of expensive, but go somewhere. So you've left with her right now, and you're keeping up the momentum. That's so important, because the amount of times that I personally messed up and I would bring her back to my place, almost no more momentum, because where, for example, we've taken the Uber or we walked, and I've kind of like on the walk with like a stupid mentality, I've been asking her like, so what do you study in uni? So do you think I sat with her that night? Obviously not. But the times when, yeah, let me go deep into that. So how do you keep up the momentum from the first makeout session to eventually bringing her back? And you have to keep up the sexual chemistry between you guys, and sometimes you can't physically do that, so then you get into a sexual conversation. So write that down. Preferably it's physical sexual energy, if not at least a sexual conversation. So as you're walking somewhere, as you're walking to the bus stop or to get your Uber, or you're in the Uber or wherever, you're gonna keep kissing her, you're gonna keep like holding her and everything. And as for some reason you can't like kiss her, or you just kissed her, you're not gonna stop again. You get into a sexual conversation. You ask her shit like, where's the best place you've had sex? Standard basic ass questions. That's a lot. If you want to sleep with this girl, bro, that's a lot better than doing like, do you go to uni? Like, what do you study in uni? That's stupid, bro. Let's imagine right now that you are... Can we imagine that you're back at, let's say, a place that you can sleep with them? Or do we need to cover anything else up to this point? Let's say that you've just walked through the door. Can we go to that part? Sure, okay. Mr. Cold Shower. That's actually a very good question, Mr. Cold Shower. Where do you place your hand when you kiss? On her neck, always. No. How do you even do your first kiss? I just explained that. You can go for the waist sometimes, but from my experience, the neck's like the most like the highest sexual energy, in my opinion. Okay, so you've walked through the door. You're in a hotel, maybe you're in your place, maybe you're in like a student accommodation or something, and it's actually gonna happen right now. Now, hopefully you've already taken the advice and you've already set up your room. Another donation.
Donation train captain.
Let's go, Swataria. Donated $5 donation train. Let's go, man. Thank you for that, bro. I feel like a Twitch streamer, like, oh, thank you for the $5 donation. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, guys. When I was first starting YouTube, and I had to say that shit, like, what was it? Oh yeah, like and subscribe and shit. I'd always like, Sam knows this, like, I would always cringe. I'd always go, oh, fuck's sake, I hate saying that shit, bro. But it's just something you gotta do, man. And you gotta, like, it's a necessary evil. I'm a Twitch hoe. Where was I up to? You come back to your place. Was that right? Yeah. What about MILFs, bro? I was saying to Sam before, like, if you donate more than, let's say, $10, I'll do a real glute spread. Alright, so you've now taken her into the environment. You kept up the momentum. You've taken her into the environment that you can start actually sleeping with her. Now, this is where most guys actually mess up, because you've actually done the most hardest work. You've attracted her. You've literally brought her somewhere so different. But from here, you don't know how to, like, literally, like, what exactly do you do to, like, escalate to the point where she's naked on your bed? Most guys don't actually know what to do from this point. Is that somewhat relevant for the guys who are watching this right now? And performance anxiety really comes into this as well. Yes. Okay. I promise you, I really promise you that the room setup is very significant for this. I want you to visualize and imagine this right now, okay? You come back from the club, you got the big fucking disgusting light on in your room. It's just kind of silent. And you're just kind of like looking at each other. And you're like, you feel a little bit awkward, so you kind of sit down and you're like, do you want a drink? Do you want to watch a movie on Netflix? And then you spend literally 2 hours with your arm around like this, all your sweat just like sticking off on the face, and you just kind of like just pretending to watch the movie and spending a whole fucking hour trying to escalate. This is why, again, the standard advice, what 99% of people say, which is Netflix and chill, is absolutely trash. Netflix and chill is so stupid. What you actually want is Spotify and chill. It's got to just be music. Literally just stick on the music, and immediately you can start to escalate if there is one prerequisite, if the room is set up for that. I want you to think that right now that this girl's probably got insecurities of her body. You probably have insecurities of your body. So how do you go from a brightly lit room to taking your... Bro, I don't feel fucking comfortable taking my shirt off if it's this bright, bro. Fuck that. So you enter the room, you stick on the music, you turn off the big light, and you start getting on, like, let's say the sexy lighting, where you've got something like this, or you've got, preferably, you can search this on eBay. You literally search like club light, and it's like a little lamp like this big. It's like $10, and it kind of like, it's like colorful, like red and everything. It kind of like, imagine a club lighting, party lighting. It's like that. If you just have just this one little light on, your entire room is dark apart from like this flash of like red and everything. Witching Spider, let's go, bro. How you doing, August? Much love, man. That's someone I used to play Minecraft with, like, many years ago. Let's go, bro. Appreciate you watching the stream, man. Oh, I have become a Twitch streamer. I appreciate you watching this stream, bro. Shut up, bro. The room setup is a lot more important, and the reason why I'm drilling it into you boys is because it's very easy for you to like set up right now. Like, dead ass, the things you need is a $10 lamp from eBay and just a good speaker. Carlos said, is it okay if I smoke a blunt while piping a Hamza? Smoke the blunt for foreplay, bro. Can I just... Nah. So, Homo W said, can I just turn the light off? And essentially just kind of... Ian the artist, see you later, bro. He said, can you just sleep in the darkness? And honestly, that's like incredibly unsexy. What? The easiest way to escalate once you're in your place is to recreate the same club/party environment. Because think, when a girl's the most thotty, the most sexual, think about it. It's in the middle of the party. It's in the middle of the club. That's when they're like shaking their ass and everything. That's as sexual as they usually would be in somewhat of a public place, right? So if you recreate that, think you've just been in a club, she's just been shaking her ass, you recreate that into your place, it's like the same vibes straight away. Khan Wakar Ahmed, let's go, bro. Big up the lessons, big man. Thank you, bro. So doing it in the dark, this guy said, yeah, you can do it for the what was I gonna say then? I just had a full-on like mindless moment. Doing it for the dark, bro. It's kind of okay for the insecure girls, but the whole point is that if you do the lighting, then that's good for like every type of girl. Plus, if they're insecure, it's still like pretty dark, but it's like a bit of like a red light, a bit of a blue light, and everything. So it's good. So as soon as you've turned this light on, bro, you go straight back in for the kiss, for the makeout again. And from that point, it's completely down. And all you have to do is essentially just do what you think you would need to do to actually sleep with her, which is you're gonna get towards the bed, which is that you're gonna take her clothes off, you're gonna take your clothes off, you're gonna keep kissing her, like you're gonna start kissing her like a lot more sort of like sexually and aggressively, where you're gonna like fully like stick your fucking tongue down her throat and everything, start kissing her like heavy on the neck, go down her body. Here is where we can start getting into specifics. Now, most guys want techniques. Most of you spurgs want me to say, okay, do this shit. You want me to say, okay, move your tongue like this, do this with your finger and stuff. And that's the reason why you're not really good at sex. Because you want a technique to be good. And like men really want like fucking techniques, they want tactics. Instead of vibes, attitudes. Those are better. If I tell you, do X with your fingers. Now, we can go through some basic advice and we will, but if I tell you to do this, specifically do this, you will be thinking about that next time you're with her. And if you're thinking about it, you're not present. If you're not present, then you're bad at sex.
Lick her from the shoulder till her ear. What's your opinion?
Smash her. Lick her from the shoulder to the ear. I've never really done that shit. Although I do kind of do that with kisses, so maybe that is... I give that a try. Pox WTF has just said a good confidence there. Connor Drew, there we go. Tell her to pleasure herself to turn you on so she shows you how she likes to be touched without you directly asking. That's fantastic. That's the sort of advice you don't see in all these male places of like 17 ways to make her come, like what to do with your fingers. Like, that's so stupid, bro. Okay, here's the thing. If she doesn't know how to finish herself off, you're not gonna find out either. Now, if she knows, why not get advice from someone who fucking knows? Like, stop trying to be a genius. You can dead ass like speak to like I used to find this so awkward that once I was in the sexual mood when we're naked, it's almost like I'm saying nothing. I'm just fucking mouth breathing whilst like remembering the shit that I read on Reddit about, okay, is it 13 degrees this way? Is it like this angle this way instead? You can literally just, the exact way that I would say it, I would start with my fingers first. Obviously, you move down the body and everything. I'd start like very lightly with my fingers. And I'd literally just grab her hand and say, show me how you do it. Boom. Now she's doing it for, bro, she's fucking doing the work for you, bro. That's sexy as fuck, bro. Because not only is she, actually like pleasuring herself and everything, but it's already, it's assumed now that you are like the casual sex guy who is non-judgmental, who actually wants to see that. Show me how you do it. So the exact things that I would do is make my way down slowly. I'm not sure how much like detail I can go here, but I'm gonna give you guys like fucking detail here because I'm not just gonna skim out it right now. So we get to the vagina. Now, who knows what a clitoris is? We're getting these donations, bro. We're in black.
You, big man. I'm 20 years old and I'm gonna change my life because of you.
Let's go, bro. I love that comment. You're changing your life because of yourself, man. I'm just dropping down some wisdom every now and then, but you're the one who's putting in the work. Respect to you. Honestly, again, the advice online is trash. The advice tells you, okay, clitoris, do the okay. Again, that's gonna lead to overthinking. You can almost not. You don't exactly have to focus on it as much as everyone's like telling you, okay, do this thing and do this thing, do this thing. If you're going with that mindset, you're not gonna be good because again, you're not present. If you're present, if you're literally just feeling this girl's body and you're not thinking about anything else just other than her reaction to you, you're gonna be good at that. And so you're gonna go slow. Look around the area, like literally have like fun with it. Not in like the laughter sense, but in like a very like loving, connecting sense that you're actually enjoying yourself there. Now if you're trying to do the fucking A, B, C, D fucking shit that you see on Reddit, like go through the alphabet with your tongue, like stupid shit like that, you're then not going to be present and you're not even going to enjoy it. But if you feel like the smaller sensations go through her body and you see her like raise her legs just slightly a little bit and the softest moans that she does, that's when you're going to start to be good at this. That's why I would not tell you guys like do X, because genuinely each girl responds very, very differently. But the one thing in general is that they like something which is like passionate and present and loving. Even if let's say she's a total fucking whore and she just wants to get like fully railed, she still wants like a weird sense of like love and connectivity in it. So by now you're both naked. Okay, so by now you're both naked and you are performing oral on her. And she's already kind of like showed you what she does with her fingers, which is fantastic because you had the confidence and the humility. Not even the humility, honestly. It's like kind of fucking like sexy for you to say that to her, like show me how you do it. So what exactly do you do with your tongue? Now we can start getting into some specifics. I'm not going to go through the full-on autistic level techniques, but if there's one main piece of advice you should remember is go lighter and go slower to begin with, and if you really pay attention to it, you truly will be able to find out how much of it she wants. So go slower and lighter first, because if you go too fast, if you're like anxious and you're like shallow breathing and everything and you're like fucking going do the alphabet shit, bro, some of you guys keep spamming the same fucking... If I haven't responded to the message the first time, bro, I'm not going to respond to it like the 15th. Have you read about MBT? No, bro. Fuck off, man. Respond to her body. Start light. And then escalate from, like, go further from there depending on her response to you. And she may not actually be open to or confident enough to kind of give you the response. A lot of girls are actually quite like quiet and reserved and insecure of being in this moment. If you can be the guy who stops her from experiencing that, and if you can be the guy who gets her to be louder, to say what she wants, to sort of like guide you, she's gonna really, really like you. Because most guys essentially, like, they don't really care what she wants. They give her what they think she wants. So they're like, no, you take this. That's not sexy. The perfect thing would be somehow you kind of know exactly what she wants, but we can't rely on that. What we can rely on To be honest, Glyph has said something I think you guys might be thinking about, is which is why I ask every time if she likes that. That's not good in my opinion. My camera's about to die as well, man. It's about to overheat. That's fucking dead. But that's not so great in my opinion, because she's pretty much always gonna say yes. She's not. Imagine if you said, "Oh, you like that, baby," and she's like, "No," in a masculine voice. No. Mostly, she's always gonna say yes. It's kind of like, yeah, you can't exactly ask her, because asking's not like asking is kind of like asking for consent again. It's like you've got to somewhat assume it until you pick up. Otherwise, wait for consent. Look out for consent. Look out for her enjoying it. But if you kind of blatantly ask like a weirdo, it kind of ruins the moment that you're currently in. It kind of takes her out of the present moments.
Hamza.
You want to see these size 10 feet, bro? Cigar, right? Thank you, bro. My camera's showing the overheating sign. This camera's fucking dead, boys. What should we do? Should we cut this one short, or should we and hop on Discord afterwards? Yeah, if my camera cuts out, I'm gonna switch over to Discord with my phone actually, because it's overheating and it'll take a while. God, no wonder it's overheating, bro. My room is hot as fuck. See that shit, boys? I'm not gonna go on Discord yet. Once my camera cuts out, then I'll close off the live stream and go on Discord from there. Where were we up to then? Okay, so right now you are currently performing oral, and you're responding to her body. And to be honest, there was a bunch of like prerequisite things that I should have went through as well. Actually, should we go through that right now, or do you guys want to know the very specific things of what to do with your tongues and your fingers? I was gonna go through like your where are we? Making love, let's have sex, test guys, tested, very specifics. Okay, so. Another donation, let's go, bro.
Can I pick up girls in a mosque?
Just make sure they're not your cousin, bro. Boy. Okay, so this is where you go. You go slow with your tongue. You don't go hard first, and you wait for her guidance to see what force you should go with. And an easy thing you can do, which I do, is just grab her hand and put it at like the back of your head. And you can almost like tell with what she does with your head with how much force she wants. If this bitch is like fucking smacking you in there, obviously bro, put some effort into it. Like fucking some girls do truly, even though the general thing is like, you know, go light, some girls like fully want you to like go as hard as possible with your tongue, dead ass. And so others are like, even the smallest amount is almost a little bit too much for them. And so that's why if you ever take techniques and tactics online, it's complete bullshit, because genuinely girls are so unique and so different with this. And I wish I could give you more, like, you know, my shit on YouTube is like practical, cut the BS, but I don't want to give you that advice, because I followed that stuff myself, and it made it so much harder for me to actually enjoy sex when you're thinking about all these stupid tactics. If there's one thing I can fully leave you boys with, is that just presence and being responsive to her is by far the most enjoyable way. Because if you are truly present and you aren't thinking about some stupid bullshit technique that you learned from Reddit or something, you're going to be present. When you're present, like, presence is contagious. If you are present, then she's present. Think about if you're not present, if you're overthinking about the fucking technique, the alphabet with your tongue or some stupid shit. If you're overthinking, then she's going to be overthinking too. And so dead ass, meditation's one of the best things that will help your sex life. And you can meditate there and there. Like, meditation isn't, you know, the stupid like fully this shit. You can meditate right now as I speak. I'm doing it right now. I'm being very mindful of my fingers. If there's a time to be mindful, bro, it's when you're about to make love with a girl, bro. You will. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have thoughts. You will get into thoughts. The whole thing is to not indulge in those thoughts and just think you want to be here to enjoy this moment with this person that you're connecting with. And so just bring yourself back, feel her, talk to her. Talking generally always puts you in like a present mood. So you can deadass like talk to her a little bit. Feel her skin, like listen to like the smallest noises she makes. We finished the... Nah, let me get that. Okay, we got more Luffy beats to study / relax to. My camera still shows like the overheated sign, but it's still alive for now. I feel like it might like die off soon. This is lasting a lot longer. There's a lot of like details to go through. I haven't even went through some like safety shit. So a lot of you guys have said how to go longer. So if you want each session to be great, which generally you do. Now I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes, let's say if you slept with this girl like 3 times today, you're in the middle of the night together, or if you're like spending all day together, you don't have to do like perfect like long oral and foreplay and everything. But if it's one of the first times you're sleeping with her, if it's like the time you're sleeping with her, a good mentality to have in mind is to think that this is literally the last time you're gonna have sex. And in that case, because I'm not gonna lie to you boys, like a lot of the times I actually skip foreplay. I just like stick my dick inside. That's okay if you've already slept with her like a couple times today. Wait, my PC is just... Bro, what's wrong with my fucking technology, bro? Yeah, okay. Have the mindset this is gonna be the only time you're ever going to have sex. And so that way, not exactly that you're gonna make it perfect, but you're just gonna like do everything. You're not in a rush. You don't care about the time. You're gonna like do it slow and everything. And one of the main things then is that you're gonna take your time and you're just gonna like a massive tease. Now, not overly killing it, but let's say like a solid half an hour that you are sexual before you actually enter inside of her. Generally, you will go first in the foreplay, like in the oral, and you will then, okay, then how do you like actually get her to suck you off? And this is again when this like communication bullshit advice is terrible. There is no like communication like will you please suck my willy? No. You pleasure her for a good amount of time, and you can feel like the rises and everything, and as you learn what she's liking, a lot of the times if you get like her somewhat close, she'll actually start to like speak to you a lot more. Like she's a lot more like sort of like confident and less insecure, and she's gonna start saying like, yeah, like that, I'm gonna come and everything. So you keep doing that for a while. At some point, either you're gonna finish her off and it's gonna be obvious, or honestly, you're not. Do not beat yourself up over it. Do not overthink about it. If you pop into mind like, oh, is she gonna come? It's like it's lost the fun. You don't have to finish her off before you've started. This is like the big misconception that all these dumbass Redditors like made me believe, is that you've got to make her come 17 times before you even like do anything for yourself. Because later on, you're still gonna do like, one of the things I haven't seen many people discuss is like, when you're actually having like physical intercourse, you can stop that to go back to oral and like foreplay, like intraplay. So a lot of you guys are asking the same question, how to not bust the nut, and this is actually a mindset. Now there's a few things you can do in terms of the tactics and all the shit, and generally it's just edge, right? Get close to busting, pull out, play with her a little bit, kiss her a little bit, even tell her like, and in a sexy flirty way that she's gonna make you finish so fast. But it was a mindset that I read somewhere, bro, and it was so like enlightening, where it was said, okay, you can't actually bust too fast. The moment you bust was like, it was when you were supposed to bust it. Like you right now, how all of you guys, every single one of you guys who have said how you can't last that long, what if I finish too fast or whatever, you have the wrong mindset. You've been like deceived by porn to think that there is like a time to last. How long you last for, whether it's dead ass literally seconds or half an hour, is how long you were supposed to last for with this girl. You've got to be like true to that experience. They're oh my god, my sister's using the hose outside to feed the rabbits. I was just having a piss, boys. Where was I? What are you doing, stepsis? I mean, I'm sweating, boy. I need a piss as well, boys. Don't mind. This is what I do with the sippy cup. Did you hear that noise, boys? So that's one of the mindsets. The most common question you guys have asked is, how do I not bust too fast? There is no such thing. Like, literally, there is no such thing. If you allow yourself to think when you finish is when you finish. When you finish, it's just like, that's when it was supposed to happen. That's how it is such an authentic, beautiful experience. If you are in your mind thinking, oh, don't come too fast, I'm telling you right now, you're going to be a shit shagger. So sometimes, bro, deadass, sometimes you're supposed to bust in like a minute. And that's like, if you think it's okay, if you're like, you know, just like, yeah, you're going to sleep with her again. And next time you're going to last 5 to 10 times as long. You need to understand that most sexual intercourse, once your dick is inside of her, most of it, on average, lasts like 3 to 5 minutes. Because you've been watching porn for so long, you've got dumbass ideas like what Noodles just said, which is like, then jack off before sex. Like, that's like what the fucking average little Jeffrey Spurgs always advise. It's stupid advice, bro. Have fun with it. Stop like over being critical of yourself and having this self-hatred face of like, oh, I finished too fast. No, you didn't. You finished exactly when you were supposed to. You could have a premature ejaculation, and that's essentially where you bust in literally like a second, or even before you stick your dick inside of it. Now that's like more of an issue, but the majority of people aren't actually experiencing that. The majority of guys experiencing like they last literally about 1 to 3 minutes. And girls only get annoyed if you bust too fast if you were annoyed at it, if you were disheartened by it. If you're surprised by her, if you're almost looking at her like she was like so sexy that you bust quick, bro, she's gonna be like, so like, that's one of the best compliments you can ever give to a woman. And if she truly is disrespectful about it, then you were never vibing with her anyway. So okay, who cares? Let's talk about protection. How many of the guys who actually have like sexier, how many of you actually use condoms regularly, and how many of you just go raw? I wrap up. Bust her while. Is it fine if you get another condom? I use hands, always with that rubber. Nobody fucks you. Morning after pill. Only condoms there. So a lot of you guys are actually saying that you use a lot of you guys actually say that you use condoms, which is quite good. So I'm going to tell you my experience, right? For the first dead ass majority of girls that I start with, probably for the first like 30 or so, they never used a condom. Like, sometimes tried to. I did actually want to be safe, and this is why the sex ed from school pisses me off, because they taught us use a condom or you'll get an STI. They never even taught us the fucking basics of how to actually use one and how to actually like find which one you should be using. So a lot of you guys, let's say you're in the UK, you're literally just gonna go to the shop, buy the most common one, which is like the blue Durex in the UK, and you're just gonna use that. You have to know, again, like, every guy's unique, every guy's very different. You've got to get one that actually fits you right. And for so long, boys, I actually really wanted to. I'm fucking pulling these damaged bitches from the club, and I don't want to fucking, you know what I mean? I don't want to like go in raw, bro. I'd happily use a condom. This would happen to me all the time, right? Everything's going good, it's all good. Even the friction of getting the condom, sticking it on was a bit annoying, but you know, I don't give a fuck. I want to be safe. As soon as I put it on, bro, I go soft. That happened to anyone else? And this was consistent as well. Pretty much every time I would do this, I would lose my erection. None of those motherfuckers in sex education ever told me this, and I'm going to give you guys a very, very, very good piece of advice that I want you all to do, like, ASAP. But yo, this is a fucking tune, though. You guys hear that? Get the fucking mask off. Should we have a little mask off break? Yeah, I'm gonna go for a piss, boys. I think the camera's gonna stay on. Can I just like leave this like this? Yeah. Yeah, I'm going for a piss, boys. I washed my hands, bitch. Fuck you. You guys like those boots though? You dummy thick cuz. You got that wonder, bro. Oh, bro, I drink a lot of water. Like a solid, like, 10 bottles or something, bro. Where was I, boys? Do you reckon YouTube would copyright me for this song? YouTube will fuck me for this song, will they? It's a little bit of an edit, but I think it's like... Yeah, oh yeah, they've actually like cut this guy on his YouTube. I'm gonna... Do you reckon they'll do it for the grind set one as well? Like all the way... I mean, if they copyright it, like fuck it, I'll leave it copyrighted, isn't it? Yeah, I mean if they copyright it, fuck it, I'll just let them copyright this shit. Change your room's wallpaper. Oh, fuck you, bro. This wallpaper. Where was I then? Condoms. Okay, so I was gonna give you... I just left you on the cliffhanger. I was gonna give you a really good piece of advice. It took me about 3 to 4 years to come to this realization, which obviously I'm kind of dumb, I'm kind of slow, but like hopefully you boys can do it faster. You need to find your condom size. Because if you're just buying the ones that you get from the shop, just the ones that they've got there, it's like it probably won't fit for you. One of the things you need to do is go online and you can literally search for like condom sizer, and there's websites that kind of like tell you how to do the measurements. And specifically, most guys, when we talk about dick size, we're talking about length. We're talking about 7 inches, 6 inches, whatever. That doesn't matter. Even the normal like average condom size for like average dicks, they go up like in length for quite a while. That's not what we care about. What specifically makes you go soft when you put on a condom is the girth of it. This like the thickness. So if you have, like, all you fucking little spugs are gonna, oh man, whatever. But the thing is, if you've got an above average penis or a below average, you need to specifically get one that's like custom made. So I get mine from eBay. I'd show you them if you want to see as well. But for some reason, they're like, you can't really buy them in most like shops. Even when I used to go into, show you, you want to see my, alright, let me show you boys. If my family are watching this, they're gonna see my stash though. Alright. I don't like the way that these gold ones that I've got here, I don't like the way that the brand name is EXS, because it almost looks like it's like extra small. But you buy these from, I get these ones from eBay, and like, so the average, like I was telling you boys, like I'm packing. All right, I'm just gonna admit that to you. We're not, oh, you know, he's bullshit boys. I'm fucking packing heat. I'm not gonna lie. And so average size is usually like this much. So I had to specifically go online and dead ass like measure my dick and everything, like not the length it doesn't even matter, but it's like the around the circumference. And it was only when I did that, when I then found the exact, like, it's not even the girth, it's like it gives you like a difference. I forgot what it was, but you guys will be able to like find it. It gives you like a different measurement that then you can search for online, you can search for on eBay or Amazon. And it was then how I found these ones. And these, it's not a girth, deadass, trust me boys, it's not even girth. I know you think it is, but it's like a different style of like, I forgot which one it was. No, nominal width, that's it, yeah, that's it. Calf Skyvon, it was nominal width. That's the one. So now I'll keep like a big bag of these motherfuckers, like, let me just put that underneath my bed for now. My dad's watching my live stream or some shit. If you literally just search for like nominal width condom size or some shit on Google, you'll be able to like find, there's like one particular site that everyone was recommending, and it's kind of like, how would you even say it? Because it's not the girth, but it's more like this or some shit. We can make some Adonis condoms or some shit, man. And so I had to do that first, and it was these were the first ones that I ever put on that I actually kept my erection. And I know that we're kind of talking silly and everything, talking about like, oh, extra large dick size and everything, but boys, that actually meant quite a lot to me, because all of this time I deadass wanted to use protection, and you boys should do it as well. Like, you don't want to get fucking herpes. Like, I know people who literally just got fucking herpes, boys, and like they have to legally declare it to people that they're gonna get sexual with. I've had a girl like message me that, like, thank God she actually messaged me, like, what a nice girl to like just have the confidence to say that. But like, you have to fucking tell people, and if you don't tell people, you're a full-on scum. Imagine if you get something like that and you have to keep it for life. You have to tell your fucking partner and every person. You don't want that shit, boys. And it's generally, boys, it's bullshit when someone says, oh, I don't use condoms because you can't feel anything. Complete bullshit, bro. These have been like, we've been using condoms for like fucking thousands of years. This stuff has been made so that you don't actually kind of like feel it. Like, deadass, when I wear these, bro, it's pretty much exactly the same as going in raw. If for you it doesn't feel exactly the same, if you've deadass like been using them, then it's because it's like the wrong type for you, it's the wrong size for you. Yeah, it's like, obviously, like, it's not going to be the same fucking Durex or some shit. It's going to be like different materials that they used to use condoms like thousands of years ago. Head is a bit no, don't go with flavors. The girls don't actually say like it's nice or anything. Head is, it's a bit more tricky, because you can stick like a condom on and then kind of like get sucked off that way, or you can kind of like put like a fucking plastic bag over a pussy before you eat it. But I'm not gonna lie, personally for me, I don't have protected oral sex, but I do have protected like proper sex. Like that's as much as like I'll go. So take that as you will. Anyway. I don't do anal personally. That's where poop comes out of, bro. Yeah, and who gets like the dick sucked with a condom on? Like put it on for, and also wear a condom for. How many viewers have we got right now, boys? Someone let me know. Wear a condom for like when you're properly having sex, because one, you're more likely to get like 326. Yeah, not bad, boys. You're more likely to get any kind of STDs and stuff in sex. Now, straight away, like I hate the excuses people give. Where like, oh, but it doesn't protect you from something else. Like, okay, but it protects you from most of the stuff, and it's like such an easy thing for you to do that you may as well do it. It peaked at 5:30. Goddamn, let's go, boys. So you should be using it for proper sex as many times as you can, and it will feel easy to do it if you do two things: get your measurement, order the right ones, and two, practice putting it on. The first time you put it on should not be with like the woman on the night and everything. You should like practice a couple of times by yourself, that you get used to like ripping open the pack. What you've got to do is you've got to find which way it goes, and so it's got to roll in a way that when you kind of, here's like, should I even fucking open one right now, like, or like at me like my mum just walks in there. You can do like a posh bank if you want. I wouldn't exactly recommend that because it's just kind of like anti no fapping shit, but you can don't expand. But yeah, I thought it would be. I'm just gonna explain it to you, boys, right? So you have to pinch the tip, and this is the shit that like sex ed motherfuckers, like some 40-year-old stupid woman never even told me. You have to pinch the tip of the condom. Like, how many of you guys actually knew that? Like, you dead ass, you have to pinch the tip of the condom first, put it at the top of your pee-pee, and then roll it down like this kind of motion. If you don't pinch the tip, if you just kind of like put it on and do that, you'll get like a big ass like air bubble that can split. Okay, a fair amount of you actually knew that. You put them on dildos at school, yeah. So now your dick's inside of her, hopefully protected. If it's not like protected, like I'm not gonna judge you, bro, because I did that shit too. But like, you're officially having sex. Now, how do you fuck? Like, how do you actually like have proper like good sex? We're at like the highlight of the moment now. You can, I've experimented and I've tried like the various ways, which is like doing it kind of like full jackhammer. And I'm not gonna lie, I'll give you the TLDR for the damaged girls who you get from the club and the parties and stuff. The majority of them will like you more if you go full jackhammer type of shit. They like, you literally just like go as hard as you humanely can. That's just the truth. Now, for when you like this girl and you actually don't like think of her as a piece of meat. If you think of her as a piece of meat, if this is the first time you've met her, bro, and you don't even give a fuck about her, jackhammer away, dead ass. Because if you jackhammer away, she's gonna remember you a lot more than the guy who's like done the fucking whole thing of like trying to like make love and everything. These girls who I'm talking about want to be treated like that piece of meat. I know we're not supposed to ever admit this, and no one's ever gonna give you this advice before, but I'm telling you right now, at least with my experience and what you're gonna find, the certain type of girls that you treat like that piece of meat, where you purposely think that the point of having sex with them is to fuck them as hard as possible, they will come back. Because every other guy is thinking the point of having sex with them is to make them come. So every other guy is average. You are the one guy who is going to like fucking ravage this girl, and you're the one who's going to stand out. So I've had times where in my YouTube videos I've put the screenshots of girls talking about me having sex, and it's like, I won't bother like showing you the screenshot, but the shit they used to say is like, can't wait for you to ruin me again. One girl like accidentally messaged her mom saying like, oh yeah, like I need 20 minutes, before she thought it was her friend. She said like, I need 20 minutes to get ready because I slept with Hamza last night and he's like destroyed me this time, or he's like split me in half, some shit like this. Bro, these girls value you when you treat them like that. These type of girls, you've got to remember this. Now, if you're interested in this shit and you want to do this, remember you're damaged too, quite frankly. Now, that's if you genuinely just don't even give a fuck about this girl and you almost want the ego satisfaction of like fucking destroying this bitch. If you want that, do it. Now, if you want to make like the sex as good as possible to like a heightened level where it now becomes almost like a spiritual connection between you and this girl, that's when you transition from having sex to making love. Who wants to make love and who wants to have sex? Love, love, love. Sex, sex. Make love with you. Sex, sex, sex. Okay, we got like a half-half split. All of you guys who answered, I think you guys just kind of like, you just want to fuck it. You just want to like at least stick your dick inside something. Why would we want to be damaged? Ex-lurker, Google the cum holy grail on 4chan. How do you last longer if you jackhammer? You're not really going to last longer, and this is where you either need to just play the risk of the gods and bust inside of her and continue going. Like the way that you can jackhammer, because jackhammering is obviously going to make you come like extremely quickly, but the way that you'll be able to like continue it for longer than just 10 seconds is if you come inside of her, whether you have the condom on, which is a little bit risky, or you just kind of like hope that she's not lying about taking the pill, which to be honest, like, I'm a risk taker, so that's what I do. Who's this Mr. B-file, bro? You need to shut up, man. This guy's like, for the last hour, he's just sat here like spurging out, like talking about fulfillment, and you're like, Adonis, shut up, bro. Dumbass. I don't like you motherfuckers who come to the channel and like, you disagree with everything I say. Like, why are you here? You've literally been sat here for 1.5 hours disagreeing with everything. Like, he's been like pleasantly waiting for me to say something, like just to disagree with everything that I say, man. Just go do something, bro. If we were on like Discord right now, I'd fucking invite you up to the stage and you would like spurg out, man. But alas, we can't do that right now. So that's like the two styles you can go with. Now, I would say with a girl you really don't care about, go with the full, like, the mentality you just want to like fuck as hard as possible, because that's, if you are the type of guy who's sleeping with girls that you don't care about, you're sleeping with damaged girls because you're damaged too, you're clearly doing it out of ego. Now, the best thing for your ego boost is to get the extra boost from people hearing you from fucking 3 doors down. That's why one of the screenshots that I put up was like my flatmate from 2 doors that way saying like his wardrobe was about to fall over. That's, if you're sleeping with girls because of ego, then you probably want that type of like response to your sex life too. You probably want like the neighbors to be banging and shit, and that's why if you are having casual sex out of ego, which most probably if you're interested in that type of shit, go with the full jackhammer, fuck her as hard as possible. And generally you're not gonna last long if you do that, but that's okay, because if you go full as hard as possible for literally 60 seconds dead ass, it's enough. Like, it's enough. You somewhat can pox, but it kind of transitions from like making love to like fucking, but it's not, it's almost like a bit of a I don't know how you explain it, but at least in my perception, you can go much harder whilst making love, but it's almost like there's a split to the point when you're going jackhammer, you're doing it because you genuinely just want to like you want to fucking ruin this girl. Okay, positions. If you want to come at the same time as her, which is quite like, that's actually quite a big feat to have, and I found that there's one position that actually achieves that the most. Actually, to be honest, there's one position which has only ever achieved that for me. It's always the same position. Does anyone know what it is? The one position in which you will both finish at the same time. Which the fucking spurgs on Reddit will say, no, it's impossible for her to come from physical penetrative sex. Standard missionary, literally just standard missionary. She's lying on her back, her legs aren't even up or anything, her legs are just kind of down, and specifically I found it's when my head is not above her, so I'm not on my hands like this, I'm on this part of my arms and my head is to the side of hers and I'm like gripping the back of her neck. That's what I found is like consistently we can both finish at the same time if I do that. Because when you really think like what exactly happens once, if you're not like this, right, so like, you can do missionary like this, but if you're like closer to her, you've got a head here, the angle that it goes at, again, the Redditors will fucking disagree with me, but there is absolutely like a G-spot or whatever the fuck it is. There is like a sense, there is like not exactly a spot, it's more like a patch, and the patch feels like the texture of a golf ball. Anyone who fucks will know. The patch feels like the texture of a golf ball, and if you hit it with essentially the top of your tip, that's where she will finish at the same time as you. And so she'll generally tell you when it's about to happen, and so essentially you need to kind of like control it up until she's about to finish. So you can, this is why you see the advice of like stick your fingers in and go up. That's what you're feeling. I've always felt like it's kind of like the texture of like a golf ball. And the rougher the texture, like the bigger the bumps of the golf ball, the more likely she is to like squirt as well, by the way. So squirting, honestly, it's as simple as literally, specifically you've got to hold her legs upwards, and then just go fully with this type of motion onto that same position. Some girls can like easily squirt. Like with some girls, I was able to do it like consistently within minutes. Squirting's like, it's a bit like controversial online because everyone's like, oh, it's not real, it's only piss and stuff. But it's like, it's still like, it's a thing though. Like, so what? Like, I know it's piss. I wanted to piss on me, bro. What the fuck? Yeah, honestly, like it is somewhat urine, but it's like it is like the thing. It's almost like a form of her coming. So I want that. And like, okay, she pisses all over my sheets and over my leg and stuff. But it's like, if you find that weird, honestly, like you don't like the girl then. Because if you actually like this girl and you like want her to experience that and you want to kind of see this experience too, it's like, that's actually like sexy as fuck, man. Yeah, good man, Mr. Beefel. Where were we now? Positions. So that was the one position in which you're both going to finish at the same time. At least that's what I found. You guys can experiment, but I would say that's like, by far, many different girls, it's always the same position, which is missionary, but not with me kind of like looking at her face, with me kind of up close right next to like her ear, usually kissing her in the neck and stuff. And that's how we would both finish at the same time. And that's usually like the most kind of magical way to sleep with each other. Doggy is more like, what would we say? It's more like fucking than it is like making love. And so do it if you want. What's better than doggy though? What's far better than doggy is, you can call it prone bone. Yeah, and doggy, honestly, if you've got like, if you're packing heat, honestly, doggy's like, it's kind of tricky. Like, a lot of guys think I'm boasting when I talk about like dick size and stuff, but bro, it's like, if you're above average dick size, you can't even do doggy, bro. It's kind of like annoying. You can't go like hip to hip, so it kind of like ruins the fun of it, because you dead ass just hit the cervix. So most of you guys don't have to worry about that. Most of you the short boys don't have to worry about it. 5.5 inches is average killer. So what's better than doggy? What's way better than doggy, bro, is get her to lie. Imagine you're in doggy style, but get her to lie down on her stomach, so she's essentially proning, like you guys fucking prone on Call of Duty or some shit. Then you lie on top of her, again on your forearms, and you go that way. And your weight is on her. I found that that's way more of like an animalistic style, and you can, once you get into the rhythm, especially on like a bed or with her sort of body pushing back against yours, you don't even have to like hump hard, and it's usually better if you don't. You can usually just go with like the smallest amount of like this, and it's like you're making them clap. Now, if you boys want an exercise to improve your sex life, it's high rep hip thrusts. Yeah, Pox. I found that as well. That's like the one other position that sometimes, very like couple of times I can remember, has made her come as well. Yeah, if you boys want to improve your sex life in terms of with your exercises, because some guys actually say this. I was really surprised that once I went to university, like a bunch of guys would say, like the guys who would hear me fuck, and they would say, they can't believe like I can go for so long and everything. And so it's two things: one, cardio, but two, hip thrust. It's training your glutes in, imagine literally the motion that you're doing. Now you would think potentially that you'd want to do like high weight, but when you really think about it, when you're having sex, you're not just trying to do like 8 reps and then done. I don't know about you boys, like I want to do like a couple hundred reps. So you can do essentially glute bridges is called if you do it on the floor. You literally just lie down, bring your feet up a little bit, and just kind of like bring up your butt, squeeze your butt. Imagine if you do 100, 200 of those, you grow the endurance of this motion, which is like pushing your hips back and forward. Demonstration. Someone can just hack my iCloud account and you boys can leak that there. How much the size matter? Deadass, bro. It's really not. It's not that much, honestly. If you're about, let's say, 4.5 inches, you're absolutely fine. Absolutely. Like, don't believe all this bullshit about, like, it's honestly a curse being above about 6 inches. It's like, I know it's good for the ego when you're telling the boys, but it's dead ass a curse being above 6 inches, because you genuinely can't do most of the positions. Most girls you actually get with can't actually take it because their cervix is there. So if you can't go hip to hip, bro, it kind of throws it off because you don't get like the bounce with it. The reason why you kind of connect with each other in a very like good way is like it's like this type of motion when you go hip to hip. When you can't go with your hip to her and you go about here and she pushes away, it's like, it's actually dead ass painful for her. So generally you pretty much never need to even think about your size, honestly. And straight away people are, what if I'm a micro penis? Just shut up the fuck up, bro. Can you change it? Don't fucking take the black pill. Can you improve it? No. Shut the fuck up then. Just that's all you need to know. Like, every time someone's complaining about dick size, time someone's talking about it, it's not something you can improve. So you never need to think about it ever again. And all the guys with like dick pumps, they spent like $200 on a dick pump and shit, and like they've been doing like squeezing this shit on their dicks. About who said like they can increase it. Like, okay, maybe you can increase it if you keep like doing some Jelkins shit if you want, but yeah, I am recording this video, so I'm gonna upload it to YouTube. I'll make it like 18 plus, so you might need like an 18 plus YouTube account. 7 inches is not perfect, bro. I think I'm about 7, and it's too long. Girth is better than length. So where are we up to now? What haven't I covered? I want to end this off in like maybe 10-15 minutes. Post cuddles. Yeah, absolutely. That's where the loving connection actually comes from, is that you really, really hold her. And honestly, that's one of the best parts is if you like the girl and you really, really like want to connect with her, you'll like fucking act like it, bro. Like, hold her as tight as possible afterwards. And if she kind of does the same thing as you, then you know that she wanted to connect with you. This is why casual sex is like so strange, where you've just been as intimate as you possibly could be, and you just kind of put your clothes on straight away because you don't even like each other. You literally just wanted like to masturbate with each other's bodies, and that's why it makes you feel like kind of dirty. And the best part of casual sex is just the ego boost that you get from it, which is, again, if you are into casual sex, bro, get the fucking maximum ego boost, pound the shit out of her, so at least you get that extra like alpha male type of feeling. If you're gonna do that shit, do it properly. I think that comes back often is communication thoughts. Will adding weight to my actual body increase girth? Nah, not that I think of. You can bulk up. Like, I've bulked up previously like 30-40 pounds more, and I wouldn't really say like I ever noticed like my dick got bigger or anything. Actually, one thing we can talk about is erection health, like dick health, because I did start this one time on one of the Discord lectures, but I didn't go through it fully. And dick health, boys, a lot of it is just honestly the fundamentals of being a healthy man, which is stop being fat, stop drinking alcohol, and start sleeping. Now, a lot of you dumbasses are leaving 8 hours for sleep. 8 hours for bed, sorry. And so you all think that you're sleeping for 8 hours. because 8 hours in bed equals 8 hours of sleep. That's what every little dumbass in the modern world thinks. No, everyone's sleep deprived. Like, every single person is sleep deprived. If you need to get up at 6 a.m, you're going to bed at 10, you are not sleeping 8 hours. You're barely sleeping about, not even 7, about 6.5. You've been sleep deprived almost every day for the last 20 years because school fucked you over as well, because school didn't give a fuck about your health, because you have to wake up at stupid times to get to school in college. Imagine that. You've been sleep deprived for most of your life. You don't even know the extent to which, like, your dick could get its length. And that's one of the things, right? You can't increase the max size of your dick, but you can make sure you're actually at, like, its genetic potential by making sure you maximize the physical health part of your life, and also the mental health, because the mental health is going to make sure that you don't have, let's say, performance anxiety, and that you can, like, comfortably get hard. Now, I've said this before in one of the Discord lectures, boys. One of the things that was very difficult and very fucking disheartening for me was that I would do all the hard work. I'd bring the girl from the nightclub. That's fucking the hard part, the pulling her from Tinder. She'd be naked in front of me and I couldn't get hard, bro. And that happened a lot. Physical side was fine. I could get hard by myself. I'd wake up with a boner. But the mental side was fucked and I was so anxious about it. Now, I am so fucking proud to say that when I kiss a girl, my dick gets hard. When I think about a girl, my dick gets hard. Because I've maximized the physical and mental sides to life. And I don't really need to go into much detail. Just to put it this way, if your dick isn't working as well as you can, improve the physical, improve the mental. And stop watching fucking porn, boys. And stop fucking jacking off and shit. The only time, like, my dick's getting stimulated is in sex. That's it. I don't stimulate it by myself. It's like, it's stupid. Hard Rain 69, if one ball is lower, it's completely normal. Most guys' left testicle is a little bit lower than their right. Is it not embarrassing? But it's embarrassing if you are embarrassed by it. How to get her to suck you off. Okay, so I slightly mentioned that before. So let's say you go down on her first, like a gentleman. Then it's you want to get your dick sucked before you go in. Now, if you ask her for it, you're fucking strange. What you do is you grab her by, like, the hair in the neck and you say, come here, and bring her lead her towards your dick. You're assuming that she's gonna do it. Now, if she pulls away and stuff, okay, fine. Like, it's somewhat like, you now know, okay, you don't like this girl because she's, like, pulling away from your dick. Okay, you don't like her. But generally, you just kind of, like, assume she's gonna do it and you're almost, like, guiding her towards you. Can I make a sex ed book? No, I'm not gonna write a book for this. Oh, come on. Any more questions, boys? I'll answer questions for like 5-10 minutes and I'll hop off. How do I improve the physical and mental health of my dick? So physical side will be sleep, diet, vitamin D, stop jacking off, stop watching porn. And mental side will be mindfulness, presence, and getting rid of anxieties. Once you need this mindset that this girl in front of you, the best way is if she sees the 100% authentic version of you, which means to stop flexing your abs. It means for me to stop pinching my fucking nipples before I take my top off, bro. Sex is the best when you truly give her 100% authenticity and connectivity and honesty. If you don't give her that, if you're anxious about your fucking body, if you're anxious about your dick game or anything, you're gonna be worse. Am I ever gonna write a book? Yeah, I'm writing, like, I was writing a little novel, like a story, and I will be writing like a self-helpy type of book at one point, but not soon. Maybe like sometime end of this year or something. How do you build confidence in clubs without alcohol use? Confidence, you can just, bro. Confidence comes from the experience. Go do the experience first, then you'll get confidence as a reward. Go to the club first without drinking much, and you'll get more and more confident at it as you go along. Usually when someone asks this question, it's because they've never even been out first. Go out first. Go out 20 times. Then you'll automatically be more confident in that. Any physical signs you can look out for to confirm that someone has STD? That's an important question, but honestly, there's not really that much. You're not often going to see someone who's got like very obvious signs of STD, because if they had very obvious signs, they probably wouldn't be in that situation. Now, they could be, but generally they like wouldn't be. So it's kind of hard. You kind of have to like just kind of risk it and hopefully just wear protection. Talking during sex, absolutely, bro. Tell us some like kinky shit, bro. Did I reserve my first time for a special occasion? I didn't exactly reserve it. I wanted to lose it, but the first time I ever had sex was with my girlfriend at the time. So it was my first like proper girlfriend. I moved into university, second day of uni. She moved in, and we had sex that way. That was really nice. Drinking water before sex, bro. I like to do that. I find that this is like a weirdly specific technique, but especially in my days of not being able to get hard, I found that if I needed a piss when I was gonna have sex, I found that my dick got a lot harder and it was easier to get an erection, much easier. I'm 24 years old. What to do when you're about to nut? If you want to last longer, then pull out and just kind of like go down on her, touch her around, kiss her, do everything. If you want to like nut whilst you fuck, if you're either she's on protection or you just want to risk it or you've got a condom, bro, like that's when I start to like go ham. I'm not gonna lie. That's when I go into like jackhammer mode, and that's like the good thing. Now, all you guys are asking the same question on how to last longer, so I answered this before, but in case any of you spurgs weren't listening, last longer is a myth. You need to stop thinking about lasting longer. You need to start thinking that the moment you bust is the moment you were supposed to bust. How long it lasts is exactly how long it was supposed to last. Because you want to last longer is the reason why you're not lasting longer. It's kind of like a weird like mindset that when it clicks, you'll begin to last longer. Because you want to last longer, you're not going to last longer. You want to last longer because essentially you are insecure and you want to like impress this girl in that certain sense. Let me scroll down this. Any advice for doing it for the first time? Bro, presence, man. If I could go back right now, stop thinking about all the shit you've read on Reddit. Stop living like thinking about the shit I'm saying here. If all you do is try and stay as present as possible and almost view it as like a form of meditation, every time you catch yourself deep thinking about something else, about the tactics and everything, you come back and you just like experience this woman in front of you and understand that you're like connecting with her, you're gonna have such a better time. She's gonna have a better time too. Is it not really a problem to nut though? No, absolutely not, bro. When you nut is when you were supposed to nut. Have that mentality, bro. Have the mentality that when you nut, it was like you were supposed to nut at that time. If you believe you weren't supposed to nut at that time, that you were supposed to last like 17 minutes or longer or some stupid shit, then it's gonna feel horrible. If you believe that when you nut is like when you were supposed to nut, it's like, even if it was literally 1 minute, both of you actually kind of enjoyed it still. What do you do with the condom straight afterwards, bro? Like, pull it off and just like, yeet, onto her forehead. This guy's got a fear that he might catch a case. Like, somewhat it kind of like, it can happen, I won't lie to you. But I found that about 1 out of every 30 to 50 girls you sleep with will be crazy. So, if you're not really that like sexually active, you probably won't even experience that girl. Some guys do experience it on like their first time though, to be honest, so. Do you have to make the girl come every time you have sex, or is it normal to sometimes leave her cumless? So all the alpha males and the redditors and stuff will tell her, okay, we'll tell you, make her come 15 times before you even sleep with her and shit. It's complete bullshit, bro. Generally, like, neither of you really have to come. Now, for the guy, it's like, it's more of like a thing, but a girl gets a lot of pleasure even if she doesn't exactly finish. And the thing is, I found that if she can't come by herself, bro, I'm not going to be able to come. I'm not going to be able to make her come. That's one of the prerequisites, is she needs to be able to finish herself through her own fingers or whatever kind of like toys that she wants to use. If she can't, then it's like, it's almost impossible for you. You could be the one guy who changes it all for her, but it's unlikely. And if she can't do it herself, it's like, take the pressure off yourself and just know that you can't. Now, if she can do it for herself, then you probably will be able to by just asking, by just telling her, show me how you do it. I finish in the condom, bro. Sometimes, every now and then I'll take it off, but generally I'll like keep the condom on whilst I'm bust, bro. Alright, boys, I'm gonna head off. Nah, just don't jack off at all, boys. There's the advice to like jack off before you have sex. It's like so, like I don't understand that shit, bro. That's so silly. Just, it takes away from like the authenticity, like sexual experience when you're like jacking off like a monkey, thinking, oh, this is gonna be an advantage. Like, stop being weird, bro. Like, one, you might not be able to get hard, and two, okay, you last longer, but it's like, it was never about lasting longer anyway. You need to stop thinking that lasting longer equals better sex, because it absolutely doesn't. I'm off, boys. I appreciate you guys listening in. How was this live stream, by the way? On Twitch with the video and everything compared to the standard Discord lecture? Did you prefer it over Discord? Way better. Discord is better. It was good. It was better. Do it more often. Yeah, I've been liking this. I was telling Sam as well, like, I was thinking that I might do Twitch, and more than just once per week, I'll do like a 1 hour stream, literally like maybe 3 times a week or something. Because what I like the most of YouTube is literally just the deep, just being able to speak without doing anything else. YouTube's kind of annoying because then it's like, you know, I'll speak for 10 minutes or something, then I have to like stop the video, I have to send it over, I have to do all the admin shit, write the script and everything. I like just being able to talk free flow, and I think I'm somewhat skillful at that as well. Twitch is better for growth. Yeah, I agree with you, Killer. I think Discord's a little bit easier because we're used to it, but I think Twitch is better. Alright, sweet boys, I'm heading off. Thanks for joining me today. Bye-bye. Give me a kiss, boys. Give me a kiss.